Hello, everyone. It's Army Theory here, and we are going to be talking about how the Army finally did it. They came out with the new body fat measurement form, which is the one-site tape test, which replaces the multi-site tape test. Which for the females, they measure the hips, waist, and neck, and males is the waist and neck. Well, now it's just the waist is going to be measured, and they're going to take your body weight. And you can see an example of the chart right here. I already have it up. This is for the females. So if you have a 28-inch waist and you're 90 pounds, then you're going to be 25% body fat. Um, they also have a calculator, which I'm going to go over. I'm going to give you an example. And I actually think it's better, honestly, than the old one. I'm very surprised to say that because I've been, honestly, kind of a big criticizer of the old one, just to be honest. I thought it was outdated. And apparently, Big Army agrees with me because people nowadays are, maybe not as small as they used to be, but also, there's things like the Army body, the new PT test for the Army, the ACFT, where you're supposed to be strong. You know what I mean? And females were almost getting punished for having big hips, and they need to have strong lower body to do the deadlift. That's one example of where the old system was outdated. And then the next example is just the fact that you can kind of like tweak it. It has a lot of room for error. Like some people will like mess around with their necks, make them fatter, because the bigger your neck, the lower body fat you had back in the day. So this new one, um, it just has the abdominal circumference and your weight. And honestly, the heavier you are, the better you are if you keep the same waist. Because so this is mine. I'll just show you. My waist fluctuates. I could be 34 on a good day. But anyways, if I do that, put 215, that's my weight. At 36, I'm at 90% body fat. But if I put 220, right, as it calculates, I'll be at 18% body fat. So gaining weight's not going to punish you because you could be putting on muscle. But in the old calculator, well, I'll show you the old one a little bit later. First, I want to mention that when I scroll down a little bit, it specifically says you have 12 months from June 12th to get ready for the new tape test. So in the meantime, you can use the old tape test and still pass. But after 12 months, you can no longer use the new one. Excuse me, the old one. Um, but in that 12-month window, if you want to verify and you fail both, it says right here. Should a soldier fail both versions of the tape test, they may request a supplemental body fat assessment via DXA InBody or 770 or the bod pod. I've done the bod pod. It's where you go in a machine, they spandex, and they just shoot air in there, and it tells you your body mass index. And honestly, a lot of time it's not favorable for passing the PT test, to be honest. But why is the Army not using these all the time, even if they're more accurate? Probably because they're expensive. Just to be honest, you can't expect them to spend hundreds of dollars. Well, I don't know. Actually, I don't want to misspeak. I don't know how much a test costs, but I know they're more expensive than just using tape. So let's put it that way, right? So you got to take that into account. If they're 95% accurate, that's good enough for the Army, I would say. Um, so I talked about that. Here's a chart for the males. Yeah, you can't see it in this chart, but what I want to show you is the old one right here. So it pops up. Okay, so for the old tape test, I would have my age in there, my height. Well, I'm 5'9", but I put 5'8" just because your height gets taken into account. So being 5'8", calculate it, it'd make me 20% body fat with a 16 neck and a 36 waist. But if I'm 17 neck, I'm 5'9", and the same waist, it would change my body fat to apparently not accurate. Oh, I'll put 117 neck, 17, excuse me. It would change it to 17.95. So it's almost a 2% difference just in the measurement, which could be human error, right? So honestly, I think it's better, and it's not going to hurt people to have the new body test. So I'd like to hear your thoughts. This is a new channel of mine. I'm just doing it to try to educate soldiers. I think that's something that's not done enough, especially with the news. So yeah, please feel free to subscribe and like it if you did like it, if you learned anything. And I appreciate your time. Hope that helps.